Hi everyone, welcome to Court of Corvids. My name's Indigo. I'm going to be the GM of this actual played 2nd edition Pathfinder. Wait, I said that in the reverse order. Actual played Pathfinder 2nd edition. There we go. So this is a homebrew. This is a game that the storyline I've created as alongside these fine folks. They're going to be telling the story just as much as I am going to be. Before we get into introductions and saying hi to everyone, I do want to get 2 thank yous out of the way. The first thank you is I would like to thank all of you for joining me at this table and being a part of this.
You're welcome.
And the second thank you is to you, which is to actually sit down and watch this show with us.
Very cool.
I appreciate it immensely. I don't even know how to say it even further than that. So let's start with who everyone is, and then we'll go into what the world is like and kind of go from there. So, Jonas.
I am Jonas Newhouse, he, him, or they, them, and I am playing the druid, the chameleon gnome druid, Robin Way, she, her.
I'm William, they, them, and I am playing the goblin fighter, Remy Ashwillow, also they, them.
My name is Krug, and I am playing Krug Claudel, the human monk.
That will get confusing.
He, him, both of us.
My name is Molly McIsaac. I am she, her, and I am playing Moss the Magnificent, who is an elven sorcerer. It doesn't need to be gendered. And she's also she, her. Sorcerino.
The best I have to say is Krug, because underneath Krug you have Krug Claudel
and then Krug You like how I nailed that pointing at my name?
Now that you pointed out, seeing Moss into Molly and Willow into William is kind of a similar effect, not as drastic.
I'm so glad that I wasn't Willow, because I almost made my name Willow the Wise.
Oh, you should have. Would have had Willow, Ash Willow. My character's sister's name is Willow.
That would have been very confusing.
Also, you kind of been like, you would have been sort of like a witch, which is sort of like Willow from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And...
I've never seen Buffy.
Neither have I.
Oh, I'm sorry, I just outed you on stream.
How dare you?
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, lack of nerd knowledge.
Could we just spend this time watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
I'm gonna
Welcome to the Buffy fan cast.
I'm gonna say Twitch is gonna say no to that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I suppose. Well, we don't need to. Anyway.
So let's get a couple things out in the very beginning. Court of Corvids is going to be an adult-oriented live stream. What that means is that there will be conversations about gore. There will be conversations about human manipulation or humanoid manipulation specifically, and there will be conversations of sacrifice. We're going to do our best to try and give you a warning before in each episode, but as this is a live stream and things do happen at weird times, I can't promise you, but if you're worried about something or if something happens and you feel that is important to stop, you should absolutely stop. Hit any of us up on Twitter and say, hey,
Without detail.
What did I miss?
What happened?
We're happy to do that.
Yeah, and we can, I'll probably be watching these quite a few times over and over again, so if you ask me, hey, can you tell me when this part ends? Probably be able to let you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's get into the world. The world of Itineran. Itineran. Yes.
Itineran.
It just whispered over again. Itineran is the last remaining parcel of land in this entire world. There was a large war between gods, and one final blow of these gods struck down and destroyed the entire world, leaving just this small land to survive. All forms of culture, all forms of everything has basically been homogenized and is all together as one. Elves and goblins and humanoids and dwarves all live together. No one has any specific, this is a dwarven land, no elves are allowed. That doesn't exist here. There are no major religion within. There is faith and there is religion within the world, but no major facets. Like, they're not a part of any sort of government. There is no sort of like, the church. There is groups of people that have faith and pray. There are also cults, groups of people who band together and come out with their own form of faith. There's also no form of major government. the only form of government that there are is that each city within Itineran has a single person called a keeper. That person is the not ruler of the location, but they basically live in that land. It's a lifetime position, and whenever there's an issue between one person or another, they're brought in to come up with a means in which to figure out the best way out of this disagreement. And that goes from city to city. So if one city is having an issue with another, the keepers meet together, they work together and find out what's going on.
So they're like essentially like mediators.
They're exactly. They're lifetime position mediators. And the fact is that let's just say two towns have an issue. The two keepers meet together, or they're locked in a room and they're not allowed to leave until they've come up with a means that benefits both sides of the argument. So there's
gnarly.
there's like, it comes down to these people have to and will make the best for everyone.
What about like the smaller, like, oh, this person stole something from my store. Oh, no, I didn't. That wasn't me. You can't prove it.
Is that like internal courts or something?
Yeah, so keepers will be involved with those. Their primary goal is much larger issues, but for the most part, like small petty crime isn't huge within the world.
Okay.
It exists, of course. You know, people steal from each other or try to get a little bit, but everyone's pretty nice and kind to each other. People feel that things are fair. Not everyone.
Player Krug is gonna just.
Just so you know, I put lifetime mayor diplomat.
Oh.
For that.
Yeah. That works. That's a good means to describe
I'm just thinking about the keepers, like the documentary, and that's just depressing.
These people, they'll be involved. Like if someone steals something, right? They'll come out and go, okay. A keeper will be involved, and they'll mediate between this. Like, oh, I didn't steal this. I did steal this. You know, and they'll be basically a judge in that sense.
Yeah.
And then any sort of crime is also given out from the keeper. But the thing
punishment, you mean?
Yeah, punishment. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I assign you a crime.
You kill, you steal, figure something out.
I take one go-get.
The keeper, though, is while it is a high-level position, it's very, very shunned upon if they try to take that advantage. Okay. So, like, you won't see a keeper walking through town being like, oh, thank you for this muffin, you know, and, like, just taking from people because it is a lifetime position, so they literally will just be like, cool, you're out, which means...
You're dead?
They're not so far above the law.
They're appointed at birth.
Oh.
So they're literally, like, trained to be...
Well, we, like, Truman those people.
Yeah.
What's the record for longest mediation in Itineran?
Probably like 4 days. 4 days of no, because the thing is when they're locked in here, there's no food or water.
Oh.
Like, so it's basically like they just slowly start just, cool, we have to figure this out or we're going to die.
Interesting.
That's super interesting.
I wonder how that affects the... We'll get into it,
Some of the solutions are going to be pretty bad.
Look, we got to find something, right? I'm hungry.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, when keepers are mediating between cities, it's mostly like trade route. You know, it's sort of like where's hunting ground? Where does my hunting ground end, and where does yours start? Hey, your person hunted in my territory. Like that's kind of where they get involved. Like there isn't usually ever actually in the history of Itinerant, there is no wars between cities. There has never been any sort of major conflict. The conflicts that have existed have been against nature. So there have been like trolls or creatures or stuff like that.
And there's not really anything to mediate there. It's just, hey, we need to kill these things.
Yes. So there are people like that are trained that have like militia backgrounds and stuff like that, but it is not like, oh, hey, we got to go, we're in Palladian and we got to take out, you know, Anunnaki. Like it's not like that, you know, everything's very peaceful.
What is the criteria to appoint a keeper? Like when they're appointed at birth? Are they just like...
So it basically it happens in the remainder of the keepers go out into the forest, and it basically happens as they all sit there and they perform a ritual, and it's basically while that ritual is happening, they are given a sign, and that sign tells them who has been born within the recent time that becomes the new keeper. And so the thing is that while there is a keeper for each city, the keeper might actually be born in a different city and transferred over, and their family gets placed up and they live and grow up there.
I see.
As for the rest of the world, there's only 2 major events that happen in the world. The first is called the Release, which has just happened. The Release is the event where individuals with great power or feel that they have great power adventure outside of this parcel of land, but whether it be by sea or by land. They try to leave the area, and the goal is to see if there's livable land outside of these outside this location. The problem with the Release is that they never return, which means, or at least is believed, is that they have died. The only way to leave Itineran is through a single large door in Anunnaki. There is also by boat, which is, 3/4 of the area is actually by water.
True.
But the boats never return, and people walking never return.
So the parcel of land isn't entirely populated. There is an area of unexplored land.
It's primarily 6 cities, and then around it is just heavily forested land.
Okay.
And then on the outside of the forest is beach, and it goes out to the ocean. Anunnaki, at the basin, there's a straight wall that exists where there's one large door that comes into the city of Anunnaki.
Okay.
And that's only ever opened once a year for the Release. The Release has just happened. People have left Anunnaki, and we are in the beginnings of the celebration of the Grove, which is the second largest event that happens every year. At this event, everyone leaves the forest. So people that live in the forest or hunt in the forest, they all congregate and move to the nearest city, and they set up shop, they sell their goods, and they basically spend a week where they're not in the forest. The keepers then leave the cities unattended, and the keepers go out into the forest and commune with nature. The point of the Grove is so that everything within the land is healed. It basically is a thanks to Mother Nature, for supplying us with plants to eat, or shade, or animals to eat from.
Yeah.
And that is the event that is about to start. All of you are in Pleiadian. Let's go ahead and start with Robin, because I believe Robin has a plan of what they would like to do.
I do. Really quick, for my note that I'm taking, the keepers go into the forest to do what exactly?
They basically
Commune with nature.
they
Commune,
commune
that
with
was the word
nature.
you
Yeah,
used.
they're the
Commune.
only individuals that are supposed to be in the forest.
During the... Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So yes, Robin, who does normally live in the forest with her partner, Remy, has vacated, and I think begrudgingly every year, because she is much more comfortable in the wilds. But she is currently in as good of a spot she could find in whatever town we're in right now.
Pleiadian, yeah.
In Pleiadian. And is setting up, getting the last finishing touches on her craft booth.
So basically, in Pleiadian, it's got this large center area that usually has 1 or 2 stores during the regular year, but during the Grove, it becomes it becomes a packed bazaar. It's almost like winding. Sometimes you end up down in a dead end and that you're not prepared for, and it's just kind of all over the place. And it's getting there. People are starting to pop up their little tents. They're starting to set up everywhere, and that's where everything is happening. So,
Word.
what goods are you selling?
She sells, the umbrella term that she calls her stuff is naturecraft.
Okay.
But it's basically trinkets, maybe bags and baskets, also jewelry and adornment. That is specifically designed by her using natural, just stuff harvested from the forest. And she does also do custom things as well. So if someone's like, "Oh, can you make me a necklace that looks like this out of this?" And she's like, "Yes, if you pay me twice as much."
Do you also sell at Ren Fair? Because that's what...
Yeah, she's basically I mean, we are living in Ren time. She's like a Ren Fair merchant.
Okay.
Sort of.
A vendor.
A vendor.
That's what the thing that popped into my head first.
Yeah.
Remy, are you helping Robin out, or?
Yeah, I think I helped. Well, okay, Remy helped Robin get set up and stuff like that, but then immediately was like, all right, gonna bounce. I'm gonna go see if I can find I don't know, someone to pal around with or something.
Okay.
Bye.
What is Krug doing?
Krug doesn't have anything really invested in the market, but Krug's just walking around like talking to people because he thinks this is really interesting. He doesn't see any of these people very often because they live, so scattered and away from the city. So Krug's probably just being like, "Oh, hey, what's your name?" Like that's and like trying to make small talk with people that are setting up their stalls, maybe helping them set up stuff, like just kind of as a nice thing to do for someone.
Okay. Moss.
Carousing.
Yeah.
Moss is on a street corner busking. She is announcing that she can know your future, especially your love future. So she's trying to gather a crowd with a loud, booming voice.
So the first person that walks up to you is a shorter human female.
Okay.
She has long platinum blonde hair. I would say it goes down to the backs of her knees.
Okay.
She's very pale. She's wearing a nice blue jacket and has a large book that is attached to her hip. Also blue. It's bound in blue leather. Mm-hmm. And she walks up and she goes, "Hi, I'm Rose. R-O-S-E. I am Rose."
Well, it's very nice to meet you, Rose. I'm Moss. Would you like to know about your love life?
Sure. And she puts her hand and she goes, are you okay with touching?
Is anything strange going to happen to me if I touch you?
No, just saying hi.
Okay, very good to know you. This is good because I can feel your aura. Ah, yes. Oh, some great love is coming to you. I can tell you more for 1 silver piece.
Okay. And she reaches and she grabs each side and she pulls out a silver. She goes, "Here you go."
Why, thank you. In your future, I predict that you're going to meet a very handsome man or woman. But I'm seeing someone very handsome. Strong cheekbones, cleft chin, very sturdy. And they're going to literally sweep you off your feet at some point in the next week. Perhaps with a carriage or a misstep, but they are going to sweep you off your feet. So wait for that, and that sign is going to be your future lover.
Oh, that's wonderful. What? Huh? Okay. And she looks back at you after she leans over and she says, "What?" And she leans back and says, "Thank you so much. I'll be back. I'll bring some more friends."
Oh, yes, please do that. But who were you just talking to?
Huh?
All right, then.
Yikes.
Can I detect magic?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to detect magic.
So she has, she is magical.
Yes.
You can tell that she casts spells, and that more than likely, her book that she's got is also magical.
Was she talking to her book?
Was she talking to her book?
She was talking to her book. She leaned to the left, where Indigo also leaned when he said she had a book on her side.
Friggin' page master over here. Is this really Macaulay Culkin in a wig?
Man, I wish I got your jokes.
Macaulay Culkin and Page Master?
I'm pretty
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Macaulay Culkin
Y'all
was
wanna
the
watch
main
that after
character in Page Master.
Okay, welcome to the Macaulay Culkin fan cast.
I just have no idea who the hell she was talking to.
No, I mean, the only magical things that you can see is the fact that she herself can cast spells, and that her book is magical. It's probably her spell book, so if anything, you can deduce that she's probably a wizard of some sort.
Okay. Well, I certainly wish that I had a talking book, but all right. And she waits for Rose to walk away, and then as soon as Rose walks away, she palms the silver, turns around to a goblin who's lurking near her. She's like, "Hey, take this and run her over. Have someone riding with you at some point this week. Just run her over." Okay. Okay.
And the goblin goes, "Okay."
Good.
And he takes the goblin takes the coin and bites into it and goes, and puts it in his pocket and scurries off.
Forever thankful. Anyone else wants to know their love lives? I'm here. I am going to be giving predictions all week.
So after a little while, you happen to see this same character. You see this person walk up, and she puts her hand out and says, "Are you okay with touching?"
Yes, you might get a little zap. Is that okay?
That's fine.
Okay. And she does feel like hand is very warm, and she feels like a little like vibration.
You can actually see her hair start to kind of like static up a little bit. It's not bad, but as soon as you like let go, it kind of it drops down slowly.
Sorry about that.
It's okay.
Happens, so.
I just find it appropriate to ask if people are okay with touching before going out and touching them.
I respect that. I appreciate that. I really do. Would you like to peruse my wares?
Yes. What do you have here?
Well, I've got all sorts of bracelets, all sorts of necklaces.
Well, how rude am I? I didn't even introduce myself. I'm Rose. R-O-S-E. I'm Rose.
Oh, I'm Robin. R-O-B-Y-N. Robin. And yeah, Robin doesn't shake her hand a second time.
Yeah. She raised her hand out, and she remembers that she'd already done it, and she like puts her hand back. She's like,
so awkward.
I've got plenty of adornment. Also, if you're more the functional type, I've got some bags, some baskets, some bibs, and some bobs. I also do custom work if you are feeling a little more generous. But you see what you like, and if something's close, I can always make some alterations.
okay.
Sorry?
We would like the bag. Do you have a nice bag like that?
Sure, yes. And she like ruffles around in like a box underneath the thing. I've got a couple colors of that one. I've got a red and a blue.
Which do you prefer?
So who are you talking to?
Huh?
Who are you talking to?
No one.
Well, that's not true.
We'll take the blue one.
Okay, sure, that's 5 silver.
Okay. And she hands you 5 silver.
Alright, sweet. Normally sell those for 3.
She takes the bag and holds it up and then holds it to her side where the book is and shows it and just okay, great. And then she puts it on.
I'm sorry. You have a companion with you. You do.
Yes.
Who is that? I'm not seeing them, but you're speaking to them.
It's actually my familiar. I'm sorry. I'm talking to my familiar. You seem to have some level of magic yourself. My familiar is actually my spellbook. I call him TC. Well, TS, but we argue about that.
I'm sorry. It's TC or TS?
Yeah.
Do either of those come from anything?
No. Well, it's just a short for their name, and we argue about.
So it does come from something, then?
Yes.
Okay. So your
It's a
book
long
has a name.
Yes. Yeah, it has a name, but we go by the short name. We go back and forth.
Of course. TC or TS. Okay. Well, that's very interesting there, Rose. Would TC or TS be interested possibly in a strap to keep them closed on long journeys?
And she actually lifts the book, and it's got a strap that's got a buckle on it. The book is but actually, when you roll me a perception, the first roll of the game.
And my perception is a +7, so that is 15.
Ooh.
So they hold the book up, and you see it, and the face of the book is leather bound, but you can see that the leather is kind of formed in a way where it looks like there could in fact be a face.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. So Robin notices that and kind of stops for a second. Then looks really closely at the buckle and is like, no. Yeah, this is no good. You're gonna want to upgrade this. This won't hold for very long.
Roll me a persuasion.
Persuasion. Now this is not good. Diplomacy, right? Is parallel in
Yes.
Cool. 12.
She looks around. She's like, well, I might be back a little bit later. I mean, it hasn't even really started.
Tell me about it.
So we'll be back. I'm just kind of looking around right now. I just really needed a bag to get all of the stuff I plan on getting.
Well, when your bag's full, you'll want another. So stop on back again, there. Rose.
Oh, I will. Remember, it's R-O-S-E.
R-O-S-E?
And then she walks away.
Cool. Ally, I think. And you put under ally.
So the two of you have an interaction with Rose, and you each talk a little bit. As the day kind of goes on, Krug, is there anything specific that you might want to look for or see while you're there?
No, I'm just here for people. There's one of my beliefs is that the only things that are worth keeping in your life are the things that are there willingly. So I don't buy stuff. I go out and get the things I absolutely need, but I'm not here to go shopping. I'm here to meet people, to talk to people, to maybe have a good conversation, or like a debate or something. Like,
Well, then
that's
I
what
think
I'm
that this
interested
would be
in.
a great opportunity for you and Remy to actually
Okay.
meet, because Remy, you
Run
said
into
that,
each other.
yeah,
Yeah.
you said you wanted to just go around and walk around.
Yeah,
so
just
I think
walk
this.
around.
I'm okay with
So
that.
the two of you are like walking around and literally just kind of bump into each other.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I
Oh,
watch.
hey, Remy. How's it going? Do you not?
Remy.
This was gonna be
My
bit.
name. But you're.
Oh,
No, I'm kidding. I know Krug. I know who you are. I'm just kidding. Of course, I remember.
I was
You're
gonna
the
say,
one. You
buddy.
were the fist and you go pow pow.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You
shit.
remember now.
Hey, do you have anything like cool going on? Cause like I came here with my wife and we were just kind of like walking around. She set up the shop and I helped with that, of course. Have you seen my dog,
No.
Dagorno?
Why would I?
Dagorno, my dog.
I've not seen Dagorno.
Okay, that's
Anywhere.
fine. Me neither. He'll come back. Whatever.
Oh no. Oh, you want to go look for Dagorno?
No,
'Cause we can-
I mean like if anything, he's probably with Robin.
Oof. I don't know. Your dog's.
I can't with
He's
this.
very loyal. He's loyal. He's a loyal dog. He'll be back.
All right. If you
You
insist.
sound like Tommy Wiseau.
Remy was so.
Are you walking around looking for something particular aside from your dog, or
No,
is there?
well, okay. I'm sort of. I mean, like, so we're kind of like annexed from our home at the moment because it's in the forest and we can't really be there.
Right,
so,
right.
So I was just thinking, oh no, like I'm here, I'm bored, I'm in the bazaar. There's nothing to do.
Why don't you and I go have a drink?
So
Okay.
as you are talking, you hear a boisterous voice coming from the street corner, screaming.
Gentlemen! If you approach me and give me a silver piece each, I will tell each and every one of you where you're going to meet your lady love during this fine festival.
Okay, I already have a love. I'm not a gentleman. I do want to go over there though, because I'm sort of a fan. That's Moss, right? That's Moss.
Yeah, I think I've heard him.
Holy shit. Okay, hold on. Are you okay if we do this first?
Yeah. Let's go.
Okay, cool. And I go over. Hello, I don't know who you are. What's your name? Are you Moss?
I am Moss the Magnificent. Welcome to my humble abode, which is this square for the time being. The wandering entertainer, the fortune teller. I can see your future. You will find love, but perhaps you already have it. What is your name, fine sir?
Were you eavesdropping?
Oh,
Could you
no,
hear
I
me
just
when I
have
was talking to
divine
Krug?
sense.
We were kind of like 40 feet away. Divine sense. So
Are you saying that because I have a big ears that I can?
Oh no, I'm sure he's not saying that. You're not saying that, are you?
Well, and also I do also have the big ears. So, but I can't hear very much with my big ears. What's the point?
Well, I personally think they look very cute, but
Oh, thank you. I think your ears are very cute.
I mean,
as
I was
well.
talking about my own, but
Oh,
yours
okay.
are all right.
That's all right. That's okay. I mean, mine are also cute. Isn't that right, Krug?
Sir, do you want to know
Mix.
about your love life? Because I'm about to predict all of these gentlemen.
Mix.
Huh?
Mix.
Excuse me.
I'm Remy, by the way.
Moss. Very nice to meet you. But these fine fellows here, they want to know their love life, so I'm going to tell them.
Sorry. What can I like? Is there?
You can watch.
Okay.
We can converse afterwards if you have specific questions.
I mean, like an autograph or something.
All of you fine fellows who would like to know your love future, silver piece each, please. So piece each. I'm going to have my other goblin friend here go around and collect the silver pieces.
You get around 6 silver pieces
Okay.
from 6 different people.
Okay.
Does that include Krug?
No.
I'm
Gave
going.
you all of their money.
I'm going to divine. All of you are going to meet your lady loves this festival, but they will have feathers in their caps and rather large bosoms. If you see a lady with a large bosom and a feather in her cap, she is your lady love.
Appearance. Comma. large
You know what?
bosom.
You know what the best thing is? Do me a favor, because I kind of want to play this out a little bit. Roll me a perception for yourself.
Great. Nope. 1 + 7 is 8.
Okay, so I was going to say you definitely hear that, and you're like, I was gonna say you hear that, and you like pull out all the feathers from like different things and put them out for sale.
Oh, smart.
Lost
Yeah.
is a plan. Don't go fucking up my plan.
So after you continue on with your predictions of who has love, and I assume you're gonna take half of that and give it to your goblin friend.
I'm giving part of it to my goblin friend along with a handful of feathers, and I'm sending him to the red light district.
Nice.
To go give the lady walkers feathers to wear.
There is a red light.
So my goblin friend is going to go distribute the feathers to the sex worker
Okay.
girls.
So after a little while of all of you kind of, you continue to work on yours. You finish building your area. The two of you, I believe, went to go get a drink.
Yep.
When that takes too much time, I'm like, I'll come back later.
So after a few hours of each of you kind of in your own areas doing your own things, you hear the loud clanging of the central town bell kind of going off, announcing that there's about an event that is about to start.
You want to go? Are you sober enough to go? Because I don't know about me personally.
I'm very small,
Okay.
and we had 3 big mugs.
Yeah, I'm just a lightweight, I guess.
Would the two of you like to roll fortitude saves?
Sure.
Wait, here, I'm going to use my tiny die.
Oh, great. I'm so glad you
Oh,
did
okay.
This is my D20.
I got an 18.
Whoa! Fortitude? 26.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that was your first beer. Let's roll.
They said it was 3 beers, right? So,
Yeah, they chose the number, not me.
Second one is 17.
17.
16?
Okay. Roll it one more time.
Okay.
Okay, and then my third
Good.
one is 22.
Solid 7.
Okay.
My bay is fine.
So
I'm doing all right.
So
By the way, I should say that is a natural one.
okay, that's fine. You can't fail it. You can't
you
critically
can't.
fail at skill checks.
Yeah.
It was more of the fact that each beer, the difficulty went up, so it was 5, 10, and then 15.
Oh, okay. So I did fail.
Yeah. So the last one, you are inebriated. You're a little woozy. You feel like,
3 levels of exhaustion.
I would actually say that you are a little woozy. You're a little, you can walk. You can walk, but if you have one more, you're probably gonna hit the floor.
Okay, I'm not gonna.
-2 circumstance.
You're feeling good. You're buzzed, but you know that if
control.
you have one more, the likelihood is gonna increase.
I'm like looking at Krug and I'm like, I should stop.
When you're going with someone and you're drinking and you see that person has hit their limit and you're like, okay, cool, I've sobered up. That's kind of like what's happening right now.
I could go to the event.
All right, you gotta
You're
help me get you.
absolutely. Hey, no, just lean on my head.
All
We'll
right.
walk together.
You're the best, dude.
How tall is Krug?
He's way taller.
Yeah.
Because I'm 3'2".
You're 3'2". I'm like 5'6". I'm not the tallest human, but like
I'm literally imagining
human. I see you were
you
dwarf.
being
No.
in front and Krug having his hands.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, you're like a little.
Oh, yeah.
What's you have a high strength, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm like
I have a very
nothing.
high
to you.
strength.
You're just like standing up and walking, and I'm just like.
When I was like really young, like middle school, high school kind of thing, I got a messenger bag for like the first time, and it only had like the single strap, and I would carry it. This is ridiculous. I'd carry it on my head. I'd carry it on my head.
Did you look cool?
No. I didn't, but it was because it got too heavy, like on one side or like whatever. My shoulder and my back would always feel bad, so I just like would lock my neck and like have it on my head and walk around.
You're super interesting.
Yeah.
This was this episode's personal stories.
Yeah, personal story of the episode.
Fun facts with William.
You're my messenger bag.
So, from where the two of you are at, you can actually kind of see the stage.
Cool.
So, if you'd like to move closer, you can. You know
got
that
it
more
right
than
now.
likely, as this is going on, you probably won't have any additional buyers, but this is a good opportunity if you wanted to pickpocket or like kind of like overhear conversation.
She's not a big pickpocket person, but she definitely is an eavesdrop and use that for information later person.
Yeah,
so,
this would definitely be a good time for that.
She chills out. So before this, she had a lot of spells going on, so she was like very sparkly and like she kind of like disillusions herself now. So she like chills out a little bit, maybe like puts her hood up.
Unassuming?
Yeah.
Yeah, become unassuming?
Yeah,
Okay.
so people aren't noticing that it's Moss the Magnificent. And then she just kind of like starts lurking in the crowd and seeing if she can overhear anything.
So, all of you roll me perception.
Cool. And Robin is not leaving her booth.
Yeah, that's fine. Oh, I met most of the people don't.
Yeah.
Is it perception's D20, right?
Yes.
Okay, plus
And
4.
correct.
Yeah. 22.
22. 11.
16.
26.
26. Crew, I'm gonna give you a -2.
That's fine.
Because you're a little
Circumstance
inebriated.
penalty for being drunk.
You still got the highest, didn't you?
I think so, yeah.
I'm just letting you know, you're just like, really focused.
I see that.
So you kind of look around and all of you kind of get the feeling that other than the keeper who is currently standing on the center of the stage,
Okay.
the four of you are the most powerful people in this area. Like all of the people that are here have no sort of magical or training whatsoever.
Do the people
Other than Rose.
Do the people who leave through the door, do they volunteer? And does that happen now?
No, it's
That
already
just
happened.
It's already happened.
Yeah, that happened.
So basically,
I'm like sitting here like, are they gonna?
So-
am I gonna get Hunger Games?
so the release happens and everyone goes out, and then the Grove happens, which is when
Because everybody
Yes.
that has
Yes,
wares to sell
yes,
is now
yes,
in
yes,
town, and so
yes.
they do
Yeah.
it, right?
So they're almost back to back.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, you kind of look around and you realize that, you are probably the most powerful people in this area.
Cool.
Sorry, to be clear, do I realize that about the three of them as well? Or do I just
Yeah,
think
you-
that I'm
you-
one of the most powerful people here?
Yeah. Are you going to be stealthing?
I don't think I have stealth.
Everyone has
Everyone,
stealth.
you can
I do.
try.
You can do it. It's just
Yeah.
a matter
Yeah.
of if you're good at it.
I mean, not really. I just
Yeah.
kind
So
of
you
mingling.
can definitely you can visually see certain aspects of them. Like you already know that.
I know
Yeah.
You know
why
yeah.
you're strong.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you the only other person that you see within the group that has any sort of like talent that is not like just pure commoner.
Yeah.
Like I own a bar or I farm.
I'm good
or
at business.
Yeah. The only other person is a person that is wearing all blue, a blue jacket, has platinum blonde
white
hair,
hair,
all the way down to the
R-O-Z.
R-O-
R-O-Z. R-O-S-E.
So there's the four of you plus Rose is the
Interesting.
only other person, and then the keeper is standing at the very front of the stage, and the keeper, his name is Sem I-C. That's SEMIASE.
Enemies. Sam, spell it again. SEM.
SEMIASE.
S-E-M-I-A.
SE. And that's like Sam. SE.
Sam Asi.
Cool.
The keeper of
Palladian.
Pleiadian. Oh, I wanted to make a joke earlier, and then the opportunity didn't present itself, so I have to say it now.
Go for it.
I want to know the itinerary of Itinerand. Okay. I'm done now. I'm sorry.
I'm okay with it. All right, so
Pleiadian is spelled P-L-E-A-D-I-A-N.
correct.
Okay.
Oh, I did not.
Wow, I spelled that right.
I did.
P-E-L.
A-D-I.
Oh no, it's P-L-E.
P-L-E-A-D-I-A-N.
Yeah.
Oh, Pleiadian. Gotcha.
Pleiadian.
I've been
Like the
thinking it
alien.
wrong the whole time.
Is it pronounced Pleiadian or is it Palladian?
Palladian.
It's Pleiadian.
Pleiadian.
We just haven't been enunciating correctly, which is
It's like
whatever.
Paladin
Pleiadian.
if you're having a stroke
Yeah.
at the same time.
Pleiadian.
Please feel Pleiadian.
So
Sorry, I'm so sorry. What was his name?
Sam.
Right here.
Sam.
Sam.
Us.
I-A-S-E. Okay, I'm so sorry. Keep going.
Sam.
honestly,
Sam. He's
He's
about
gonna
to
die in 10 minutes.
Prolific note keepers, damn it.
they stand upon a stage and they all look upon the crowd and say, thank you all so much for making Pleiadian the town in which you have chosen for this grove. We greatly appreciate the business in which you bring, the coin in which you trade, and, well, just your presence as a whole.
You're welcome.
How loud are you going to say that?
Super loud.
All right. Roll me it's not an intimidation. I'm just going to use this as a roll for volume.
Okay.
Or if you have a different roll that you think would fit better, go
What
for it.
about...
Performance, maybe?
Sure, performance.
What is a
Are you
fortitude?
good at anything?
Yeah, I'm good at a lot.
Are you good
None
at
of
any
these things.
charisma-based
I mean,
things?
diplomacy?
Yelling usually isn't
Fortitude?
Yeah.
Stealth. No, okay. I'll roll intimidation.
Roll anti-stealth.
15.
a 15. So you yell out, "You're welcome."
Yeah. But
well,
again, to be clear, just like super happy guy,
Yeah.
I agree with you.
No, I was just using it as a means for volume.
Yeah.
Well, you do it, and Remy immediately leans down to start laughing, and you kind of fall.
I imagine like because you said you put your thumb up,
Yeah, I'm
like,
cool
you're
with
like, "You're welcome," and then you giggle. You're like, so you like fall onto the ground a little bit, and you're like,
I'm like, I'll go down with you. I'm like, oh my god, shut up.
Robin sees that and is like softly laughing from her booth.
It's polite to say you're welcome when someone says thank you.
well, I mean, this is what's happening, and
I think it was
he
adorable.
definitely says, "Oh, yes, thank you very much."
Oh, he said thank you again.
No, now I'm on the ground. Now I don't want to do anything.
Soon we will be gathering together all of the keepers, and we will be adventuring out into the to the forest, and we will be thanking those who have allowed us to have such amazing goods, wares, and food that we have here in Pleiadian. Please be merry, have a great time, don't cause any trouble, and I wish you all a fair grove.
Now, are all the keepers going to be here?
No.
That's the idea? Okay, cool.
No, each keeper has an announcement at each. No, you're
Pretty cool.
Each keeper actually stays at their location, and they adventure out from their location at the same time.
Right.
All right.
It's kind of like we're covering as much ground as
Mom and
possible.
Dad leave and it's party time.
Kinda. I mean, it's definitely a time of debauchery in that sense.
Oh, and I worship a hedonistic goddess. So I'm all about
It's
it.
your time to shine.
Yeah, let's get funky.
So he steps off, and as he steps off this stage, a bunch of people kind of crowd around the keeper and talk to him, almost like celebrity-esque, where it's just like, "Oh, you're so wonderful. Let me know how the grove goes." Like kind of conversations that happen as they're leaving off.
Moss loudly clears her throat, steps up upon an elevated space, throws her hood down, and bewitches herself again to be surrounded by like sparkles. Just so that people pay attention to her again. She's feeling very threatened by the keeper getting
roll me a either not a diplomacy or
Performance?
performance. Yeah, performance. Roll me a performance. That would be the best one.
Oh. My
should be
performance
nice.
is real high. Oh no.
Well, at least it's a high modifier.
10.
10. Okay.
Cool.
So you do this, and you see maybe about like a quarter of the crowd like stop what they're doing and like turn and like look at you, while everyone else is kind of like mingling through and kind of like separating out. But like one or two of the people are like, wait, hold on, like grab their friend, and like so now you've got, I would say, about a third of the crowd total standing there ready for whatever you're about to do.
Oh. Now I have to figure out something to do. All right. Well, I'm going to go in front of the stage, but not on it.
Okay.
And I'm going to do a pretty lackluster dance, but I'm going to punctuate it with a lot of like flashy magic.
Okay.
That's going to make people very excited, and I'm also going to have one of my goblin minions start filling people's cups with mead as I dance, and hold out a cup for tips as he's doing so.
Roll me a perception.
Okay.
4.
Yeah. 13.
13. So as you're doing that, you're looking around, and you actually manage to catch the eye of one of your goblins that's like across the way, and he's like jumping up and down trying to get your attention, and then like after he sees that you've gotten, literally does this like gives you a real big wink, and then like maybe a second or two later, you see these large-breasted women with feathers.
Yes! My dastardly plan has succeeded.
So what was everyone else's? What else would everyone like to do?
Well, so when Moss started like drawing attention to herself, I have established maybe off stream that Robin is moderately a fan of Moss. So I did roll a will save to not leave the booth and go over there, and I rolled a 20. So I'm still at the booth,
okay.
But just like staring, watching what's going to happen, and like masking her off as best as possible.
I am quite awe-inspiring.
I think I would like we bring you like crawl over to the booth, so like we just like stand up.
I'd be
like,
okay with that.
Get up on the booth.
Yeah.
Hey Robin, do you remember Crook?
Oh, sorry, to my booth.
Yeah, Robin. My wife.
Krug, yes, Krug. Yeah, of course, I
No, we
remember.
work together.
Krug.
We do like some kind of like escort stuff, like where we, people.
Yeah,
get-
Right, you're the one with the
fish, the
hands, the big
boom,
hands, the strong hands. That's you. Yeah, of course I remember Krug.
I got big
Krug. Can I give you a
Well,
hug,
your hands
Krug?
are actually kind of like
I'm a
size,
little
but-
bit, and as you hug me, I just like collapse to one side, and I'm like using you to like
And you feel like
stabilize
a
myself.
zap at your back, like back of your
Oh.
shoulder. Sorry about that.
No, that helped a lot actually. Thank you.
It's good to see you again, Krug. Are you perchance still interested in those wares from last year? I've got some custom things for you that we talked about.
I'm sorry, I don't remember what you're talking about one bit.
What's short?
Robin, wait. Just one moment.
Sorry, 1 moment. I think we can.
Are you trying?
a lot?
No, you're trying to grift my friend.
I'm trying to grift.
Are you trying? It kind of seems like you're trying to grift my
us.
friend. Just make some money for us. Have you done like what have you been doing the rest of the day?
Making some money for us. I think I can double.
Can we
that with Krug right now.
can we do a contested roll for this?
Yes.
I'll roll stealth.
Yep, and you're rolling perception.
Okay.
11.
Oh, buddy. 17.
Great.
Even with your -2, that's still a 15.
Yeah.
So you definitely overhear this.
Yeah. Look, he didn't actually ask for anything in like specific, but I can use this to sell him just regular things and tell him they're custom for him. It's classic. I do it all the time. It's fine.
Well, no, my friend. He's my friend.
What are the wares?
So it's like it is a lot of just like adornment and just
Yeah.
like jewelry, mostly made of like wood.
Is there
and
like a walking
glass.
cane?
Sure. Yeah. There would be.
So Krug's gonna look around and hear what you're saying and just be like, "Oh, you know what? I do remember asking you to make me that cane." And he points to a cane.
There you go. This is the one. This is the one.
We agreed on a gold for it, right?
We did, yes. A single gold for the cane,
Yeah.
which, if you remember, was the friends and family discount.
Yeah, I do remember, and I appreciate that very much.
Did you? I held off on putting your name in it because I wasn't sure if it would change. in the
No,
last
no,
year.
no. Remember,
Krug is still cool.
I didn't want my name in it. It's
Oh, you
totally,
don't?
I
Okay.
just wanted a plain. I'm a simple
that's
man.
why I waited. That's actually the
Exactly.
reason I waited. That's
Yeah,
right.
it was just the shape, and it was that shape, and that's
course.
beautiful. I'm gonna here, and I give you a gold.
Cool.
And I take the cane,
Great.
and now I have a walking cane.
Cool. Now, is this one of the golds that you already gave to us before we started streaming?
Nope.
Okay, cool.
This is additional gold.
Cool.
Krug has no use for money.
Right.
Well, I have a little bit of use for that, but not the amount that I have.
All right, now that you're done.
Doing my job.
All right. Okay. Cool. So did you see Moss's over there?
I did. I almost went over, but I
Close
was like,
down
I
the
should
booth.
say-
Let's go.
Yeah. Can you help me close this down really quick, Krug and
I know Krug
Remy?
can.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I start helping them take
Cool.
everything down.
Yeah, so we're gonna try to tear down quickly and go catch the show.
All right, so after the three of you close up, I mean, it's not like you're having to like completely like lock things down. You're just putting stuff down off of the
Exactly.
shelf. You're putting like a front to it. You're not really honestly worried about theft
Sure.
because you
I'll
have.
kill them if they try.
Who's gonna stop you? The keeper?
Oh.
So yeah, so you do that, and as you do that, you walk out to like the center of the square where there's like a little bit of room, a little bit of breathing room, where Moss is standing in front of the stage, not on the stage, but in front of it, maybe even like on like a little box, like a little apple
Sure.
box, performing kind of like. Are you singing? Are you?
I'm doing kind of just like a little dance, but I'm like bewitching people with
Yeah.
like flute, like like flashes of like sparkles and stuff. I am going to use whatever knowledge I collected earlier though, and like call someone's name.
Okay.
Who doesn't know that I know their name.
Oh, okay.
And
so let's roll a let's see, what would be a good roll for
performance?
No. I want to see perception for
because
how
she'd be listening for it. Right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So 18.
18. So you got about 15 different names, but only about 5 of those people are actually stayed around to like a lot of them had actually left the area after the keeper had done their thing. So you've got about 5 people that you know their name that's in that area.
Okay. I'll call the name Mike Michaela.
Okay.
I don't know.
Mike Michaela walks up. Mike Michaela's literally just like, have we met before?
We've met in my dreams, my dear.
I hope I was good.
Not that way.
Oh my
You
God.
wish that you would have that sort of experience with the Magnificent. But I see great things in your future. The first great thing I see is this stein of mead.
And he like looks at it, he's like, well, I'm not going to refuse a drink from a beautiful lady like yourself.
We're watching this happen,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I'm gagging. Like,
So he takes the cup. Are you giving him the cup?
Yes.
So he takes the cup and he looks inside of it and takes a drink of it. Did you do anything?
So this is what I want to see if there's a possibility of me mixing something into the drink that could make him very susceptible to suggestion, like agreeable.
The
alcohol does that.
Yeah. I mean, you already know that this person went from normal to what is considered to be friendly, and when it comes to the scale, and giving them mead is just helping that. You're bringing them up.
I'm gonna
without
say
having to
that
use
this
magic.
is like my special brew mead that is like extra alcoholic.
Okay.
So he's just gonna get like really turnt really fast.
Okay.
And I'm gonna just start like doing some weird psychic shit. So
you just like you got the glow fingers.
Yeah,
you're
so-
like at an EDM concert.
all right. Mike Michaela, I would say that your family name starts with an M.
Yeah. Yeah, that's smart.
You have a sister or brother.
I have a sister.
Yes, and her last name starts with an M too, I reckon.
How do you know this?
I'm like, oh, she's so good. She's doing this.
I want you to watch my fingers. And she like kind of like sparks the ends of her fingers and then like
She's gonna
brushes
take
them
his
down.
eye out.
She like brushes them
lucky.
down his face and she's like, "This is what it felt like the first time that you kissed a woman."
Yeah. Well, I haven't actually kissed a woman before, but I imagine that this is what it's like.
Oh, well, we shall change that. Remember earlier? Were you here earlier?
No.
Oh, well, every gentleman here, every fine fellow will meet a woman with a feather in her hat. My lady. And she pulls forward one of the sex workers with the feathers in her hat. Would you be so kind as to give this man his first kiss and show him that it feels just like this? And she like puts the sparks down the girl's face. Obviously, Moss is in cahoots with the sex workers.
Yeah.
She gives them a commission. So
Yeah. So they kiss and
the crowd goes wild, obviously.
Yeah.
And Moss does some sort of like rainbow of hearts above her head and takes a bow.
yeah, and he like after they kiss, he's kind of like he's like ignoring everything else in the world, and like as other performers are kind of taking advantage of like this situation, like you can see that there's like a bard coming up and they like start playing their like a little bit of a musical instrument, and maybe not bards but just musically inclined people are starting
Not magic bards.
Yeah, not
Like,
magic
just
bards,
the mundane
like
bard.
yeah, exactly. They start coming in and they start playing music, and then you start to see that like this is starting to turn into like kind of like a dance, and people are the women with feathers in their caps start to grab men and they start to all kind of dance together, and he's just like flabbergasted and loves this situation. He grabs her arm and they start dancing off.
Awesome. Moss is gonna jump on stage now and just kind of like be conducting all the chaos. Like, she's probably just like enchanting things, like doing like cantrips, like sprites, like fairies and stuff flying around that she's summoned, like not actual fairies, but just like lights and stuff. So she's just like basically making a light show and making everything very fantastical.
Moss.
No, don't.
No, hold on. Moss. I start walking towards the stage.
I want to just disappear in the crowd.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's 23 for stealth. Just like duck low.
Yeah. Like, hold on. Here's my. Oh shoot. Well, hello.
Okay, can Moss make like a magical ghost of herself to be like dancing around a stage, and she steps aside to speak?
I believe it can either be like a visual or an auditory.
Yeah.
So I think you can easily.
So I'm gonna leave like a version of Moss that's like shiny and pretty, like a ghost of Moss, and then step to the side to
Like
talk
a
to Remy.
hologram.
Yeah,
Almost. Yeah.
Yeah, Moss's hologram. So Moss's hologram is like doing some Hatsune Miku shit. So like,
Moss is an icon.
yeah, she is a total icon. She's just really good at confusing people.
So, hey, okay, so I saw you, or we met earlier. My name's
I
Remy.
remember you.
Yeah, okay. This is Krug.
Are you okay though, my fine fellow?
I'm great.
Krug's doing very well.
I'm doing very good. I'm doing very good.
We're just wondering, like, what are you doing for the rest of the
Yeah, like, what are you, like,
You want to
doing?
hang out?
Hey, didn't you want this person's autograph?
You get like a smack on like your upper thigh, like no.
Oh.
Actually, Robin, do me a favor and roll me a perception.
Okay. 12.
12. So, here's the thing: is you kind of peek your head up to like figure out what's going on a little bit, and you're actually distracted by something. Past the group of people that are dancing, you actually see Rose.
Oh.
You see Rose.
Rose of what?
R-O-S-E.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'll see myself out.
You see Rose standing at an alleyway, talking into the alleyway. You can't tell what's going on. You can't hear what's going on, but they're
Curious.
gesticulating quite a bit.
I assume that Rose is talking to TS or TC, and I would like to is sneak the action.
Stealth.
Well, there's like
Sneak is the
moving
action.
while.
Sneak is the action.
I would like to. So I rolled a stealth, and I want to keep that.
Okay.
And I wanted to sneak over there.
Okay. What's your stealth?
It was 22.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
22.
That
So
was 32. Wasn't it?
Sure, 32. Why not? No, 22.
it's possible. So you start to move around. Does anyone want to roll perception
Yes.
as well?
And you know where I
Mo-
was.
Yeah. I was gonna say this is more of a perception for noticing.
To see where I'm going.
Yeah.
I would say that Moss is pretty like observant of her surroundings, so I think that
Makes
she
sense.
would be.
Also, I'm specifically hiding from you, at least initially, so it makes sense that you would want to roll.
Yeah.
Krug is just observant of people, and you're a person.
Okay, 16.
16.
No.
18. That's
18.
yeah.
22?
That was what I rolled, so if it meets, it beats.
Yeah. So
Okay.
you hear.
You are
hear.
the drunk one.
Yeah.
No, actually,
20.
minus 2.
Minus 2.
Oh, you're right. So,
So
if you
20.
weren't drunk, you would have seen me. But
I mean, I already did the minus 2.
which maybe means you did see me for a second and then didn't, and you were like,
I saw you,
know.
but forgot immediately.
There we go.
You just like, oh, it's just a rat or something.
Yeah.
You didn't see.
Wow.
You hear the noise of Robin scurrying behind.
And then the low hum.
Yeah. So you managed to get a little bit closer, and you can't see, but Rose is actually talking to a person that's kind of backed themselves into a shadow. You're able to hear the tone of the voice, and the tone of the voice sounds upsetting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I roll perception to hear a little more than the tone?
Sure.
Cool. That's 12 again.
Oh. I was gonna say like the words.
Yeah, I mean like to hear the conversation.
Yeah.
But
What was
the
your
12?
It's the ceiling fan that I forgot to shut off
Oh yeah.
Would you
Why
like
didn't
me
I
to-
hear it the whole time?
because it probably just now started to squeak. That's the one.
Yeah, let's do it. Oh, that's scary. That is very scary. Okay.
Hi everyone that didn't get to see the funness that was.
The ceiling fan went whoosh.
What was your roll again?
12.
12. You can hear. No, I don't want to. No. That's kind of
And
like.
that's from Rose?
That's from
Okay.
Rose.
I wanna stay hidden where I am. Am I in a good a hiding spot where if someone walked by they wouldn't?
You're probably behind a closed shop, like
Okay.
another little overhang closed
Let me
shop.
do this then. Since I would like to, how tall is this building that I'm by?
It's a 2-story building.
Would you tell me my DC if I wanted to try to climb up to the top with acrobatics?
Probably a 25.
Yeah, I don't think I would try that. Cool. I think I'm just gonna stay where I'm at.
Okay.
And like be ready for if I hear them like moving this way to just like look like I'm not eavesdropping.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you want to roll another stealth to do that?
Sure. Yeah. Sweet. 23. No,
So-
22 again. No, 21. It's 21. Final answer.
All of the numbers. So you're like, okay, I want to get up. You want to get closer. You want to be able to get. And as you kind of stand up and start to get ready to go over there, you walk, and Rose isn't there. Roll perception.
Okay. 15.
TS is on the floor.
And no one's like around this area. I'm gonna step over to TS
Okay.
and I'm going to use prestidigitation to lift them
Okay.
slowly.
Can it lift?
Anything weird happen?
You can't lift magical items with it. I believe.
Oh, really?
It's 5.
it-
It's mundane things, non-magical.
Oh, okay. Well, then I am. I assumed it was magic, and now I know.
Also,
I didn't try to
I
do
didn't
that.
know prestidigitation could lift.
It just says
No,
slowly lift an unattended object of light bulk or less 1 foot off the ground.
Oh,
Oh, so
doesn't
yeah.
say anything about anything.
That's fine.
So I lifted a foot off the ground, and nothing outside of that. Okay, cool. Then I would like to...
You see that the ropes in which was originally tied around Rose's hips are just kind of like laying on the floor. Like you lift it up and those just hang.
Okay. And I'm just going to take the book and the ropes and like anything else that was like left around here, just that stuff, and put them in my, I guess the ropes in my bandolier and just like hold the book under my
Sorry,
like, shirt.
let me rephrase it. They're all together. It was
Oh,
more
sure.
like it's like when you pick
Gotcha.
when
It
you
was,
pick
like,
this up,
out
this
the
kind of
straps.
like
Yeah.
sways.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to strap it to myself, but under my like tunic.
Okay.
So that it's like concealed, and I'm gonna like look around and just quickly go back over to Remy.
All right. Roll a perception check.
1 + 7 is 8, baby.
You don't see anyone notice you.
Now, wait, what if I rolled higher? Would I have seen someone?
I don't know. But this actually comes to a great point where we're going to actually take our midpoint break. So
And
we're
when we return, I'll have a new character.
we're going to take a 5-minute break. So come back, join us, and we'll be back.
Sick.
Hi everyone, welcome.
I was gonna do something cheeky like Dave did, but you ruined it.
Dave usually says it right beforehand, so.
Yeah. Before we get too far, I did fail my 3rd death saving throw.
Oh. So new character?
Yeah.
Are you gonna play R-O-S-E Rose?
No, I'm now playing Robin Ray, the Gameleon Gnome.
So let's. You had the book.
Yes.
What would you like to do with the book?
I want to go back to my bay.
Okay. The 3 of them are all talking. What are you guys all talking about?
So there's like a bar like right over across the way over here. And then, I mean, as soon as you're done with all of this, I suppose.
He wants your autograph. I'm like 90%.
They want the autograph.
No, this specific person. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
No worries,
I'm very sorry.
We'll work on
drunk.
You want my autograph?
Yeah.
Well,
I would be happy to do that.
For real?
Oh, yes, of course. Moss, the Magnificent, and she draws it in midair, and then it's
this is some
slap
Disney
dabs. Slap dabs on their face, on their cheek.
So I just have a
like a
signature on my
temporary
cheek?
tattoo that says Moss the Magnificent on your cheek.
I can't see it. Can you show me? Is it there?
Yeah, there's definitely
She
something
flips
on
open
your
a mirror.
face. That's
Sigil.
Oh, you wrote it backwards though.
Well, that's because of the mirror.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. What?
Oh, okay.
Moss, you
It's all
feel
right.
something. Are you wearing a dress?
I'm not that
So
dumb.
you feel a tugging on the lower
Intelligence
end
plus
of your
one.
dress.
Yes, excuse me.
It's one of your goblins.
1 second, please.
And in both of her hands, she reaches up and hands you a mug that is full of coin.
Okay, I skim off the top, hand it back to her.
Okay.
And then take it and just completely nonchalantly like dump it in a big purse on my belt and then zip it back up. I suppose drinks are on me then.
Oh. Well, maybe you shouldn't come.
Can I roll to sober up, by the way?
Yeah.
Can I roll to sober up, by the way? Oh, okay. What was it, Fort?
Yeah.
18?
Yeah.
What activity is that?
No, I'm feeling great
to
now.
sober up?
Fortitude.
Fortitude saving throw.
All right. Oh no, I need to find my wife. My wife is also a really big fan of yours.
Every time.
You get another slap on your leg.
Literally in my head, I literally.
My wife.
Yes.
My wife. That is why I'm saying that instead of partner.
Yeah.
So you feel a slap to the back.
Oh.
It's like,
Here she is.
we have to speak.
I'm gonna lift her.
Hi, this is.
Hello there.
Hello, this is.
I got a signature.
Can you please put me down?
Oh yes.
I was gonna say, is this like a thing that you feel is cool with your dignity and stuff? Or are you,
I
like,
mean, not
interested?
exactly,
Okay.
but it's like we'll talk about it later and it'll be okay.
Okay.
It's like, I get
It'll be a conversation we
Yeah,
have, and then we'll walk through it.
Hi, my name is Robin.
Hi, Robin. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. Remy, can we speak for a moment? I've experienced something.
Like in Brian. Oh, was
Here.
it me lifting you up? I'm really
No,
sorry.
before that.
What was it?
Oh,
A
okay.
ghost? Do you have a ghost story?
It was sort of could have been a ghost. It's kind of a personal thing, though. I kind of just want to talk to my partner about it briefly.
Well, I'm very good at relationship mediation.
I know you are.
Yeah,
but I'm
is
not.
this like about like did I do something else?
Well, you
It's not like you. It's all about
me.
me. But I
Oh,
do,
okay, cool.
Just,
Can I roll perception just to see if I notice that she's holding the book? Because I saw Rose.
Yes,
with it
yeah,
earlier.
absolutely.
and then I should do? Is it thievery or stealth to?
Thievery is the action of taking.
So I would have
stealth is the action of hiding.
15.
You and that's an 8. So you do see just
The
like
book is like poking out from
Yeah,
under.
Yeah, you see the bulge of the book, and you not only that, you see the edge of the book, and you can see that it's the same leather, blue leather, which is unique.
Did you and
So
I meet Rose?
I would ask
No, we
you.
didn't.
I would ask you if you are with child, but I think that I recognize the bottom of your pregnant belly.
How do you do that?
Are we having a
I'm
kid?
lost.
Hidden. How did you? No,
I'm
it's
Moss the Magnificent.
Okay, all right. We're gonna make a little circle. Krug, I trust you enough.
Hand it
One
over.
second,
Oh,
though.
thanks.
Are you pregnant?
No, I'm not pregnant. She found me out. I should have seen that coming. And Robin like takes the book out. I met a woman earlier
book!
named Rose. It's not just any book. It's some kind of a talking book.
Yes,
I met
yes,
a lady
yes,
named
yes.
Rose.
Yes,
She's, of
R-O-S-E,
course, figured
Rose.
this
Yes,
out.
she was speaking to
How
her
do you
side
do
vaguely
that?
earlier. Well, I'm Moss the Magnificent.
You are. You certainly are.
I am magnificent.
Well, I met Rose earlier, and I heard.
So where is she? Why do you
I
have
don't
the
know.
book?
She was in that alley talking to someone. Not TS. And
TS?
that's the book's name. TS or TC.
Oh, hello, TS or TC.
I don't. Yeah, I think that works. I don't know, but I went over there, and then Rose had disappeared, and the book was just on the ground.
Disappeared?
It was just gone, and whoever she was
Where?
talking to was also. I don't know.
Well, where was she?
I feel
I
like
don't
I'm
know.
like.
Can't you figure that out?
No. I
900
believe you're asking
sure.
where you found the
Gotcha.
book. Like where
Yes.
In that alley over there. Behind,
Okay, I want to go
behind that two-story
investigate the
building.
alley.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look at Krug. Do you have any idea what is going on?
They're talking about a book for some reason. I
And
don't
they
know
can
why.
talk?
I know.
TSTC?
Yeah, they were talking to it. I didn't hear the book itself.
Oh, goodbye, Moss.
You can come with me.
Oh, okay. And then I'll go with.
Okay.
Can I see the book?
I don't think that's wise yet. I'm gonna hold on to it. Actually, you should. Can you stash this?
Oh, yeah.
I know you can, but will you?
Yeah, I can take the book. I'm an experienced smuggler.
Ooh.
I'm gonna. I forgot your character's name.
Remy or Robin?
Remy. Remy, can I see the book?
I don't think it's a good idea. I think we need to keep it concealed for now. I
Yes.
gotta say.
Take it.
I'm gonna hand the book to Krug.
Moss appears to not be listening, but she turns around and is like, I think now.
I take the book and I put it up to Okay, do I notice the face?
Roll a perception check. It's very faint. It's
Okay.
not like it's not like the Ren Fair bags that have like eyeballs and like.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's not like the Necronomicon.
Yeah,
where it's
yeah.
it's just like a bait. I rolled a 11.
There's something there.
Okay.
It could be what is called matrixing.
Sure. So if I don't see the face, I'm going to open the book up to a random page, not looking at it because it's someone else's book. I don't want to read it, but I'm opening it and holding it up to my ear.
Before you do that, it's got a lock on it.
Oh, okay. So I go, and then I realize it won't open. I'm not trying to force it. And then I hold the.
I really don't think you really shouldn't fidget with it.
What's
It's
the
magic.
part that's the not the spine, but the other part of the book where all the pages, the front of that. I'm gonna hold that up to my ear and like shake it a little bit.
You hear nothing.
Oh.
You hear the forest.
Krug, I'm going to take that back from you. You really, I don't think it's safe.
All right, if you insist.
Thank you. Please hide it.
Okay, so can you tell me what this means? With an experienced smuggler, you often smuggle things past authorities. When the GM rolls your stealth check to see if a passive observer notices a small item you have concealed, the GM uses the number rolled, or 10, whichever is higher, as the result of your die roll, adding it to your stealth modifier.
So you can't roll lower than 10 on a stealth check to hide something.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then in the book, the rule describes as the GM always rolls it so that you don't know how well you did, basically.
But we're not doing that, right? Or are we?
It doesn't matter.
like
It's
stealth and
it's
perception
functionally
shit.
the same.
We'll figure out as we get into situations where we're doing that more often.
I will. I'm gonna.
But
stash
yeah. So you stash the book. You're not going to need to roll anything for that.
Okay.
I mean, you can.
It's a 10 plus 2. 12.
12. Okay. I believe you wanted to move over to where.
I wanted to investigate where she vanished, but
Yeah,
also my secondary motivation is that I wanted
Because
to
of my
see if
armor.
I could talk to the book. But,
Okay.
But if
I mean, you definitely have the ability to charm people. You have, which is a spell that you have.
Or with us,
GM's
you
trying
can
to get you to
just
waste spell
ask
slots.
honestly,
Don't do
probably.
it.
I mean, you've gotten the impression that like Robin, who is
But I can do
most
cantrips as much as I want, right?
Yeah. You probably feel like Robin would let you see the book if it were up to her. Just so you know. But-
Okay. Well, I mean, I want to start by investigating the alley, though.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
To the alley.
So,
While we're walking, Krug's probably saying something like, I mean, it's a big, busy party. She's probably just, dropped the book on the ground.
You don't
and then-
understand. She was there, and then she wasn't, and there wasn't any time between. It seemed like so that's.
I mean, I've seen stranger things happen, so...
So you watched her vanish?
No, I didn't watch her vanish.
Well,
but I
then
heard her.
maybe-
I heard her talking, and then I peeked around moments after, and she was gone. So explain that to me, Krug.
I mean, there's any number of explanations. Maybe she climbed
Yeah,
up.
they're all weird.
Did you see?
Climbed up?
I don't know.
Maybe she got eaten.
What I can tell you is that earlier when I was interacting with this lovely individual, you know what might have happened? And she bends down and summons one of her goblins. Have you run that lady over yet?
and he goes, no, can't find her.
Never mind.
Okay.
Anyhow, she seemed awfully attached to that book, so
Yeah,
for her to get rid of it seems perturbing, to say the least.
I think something is strange, for sure.
So, I would like to go to the alley where she vanished and look around.
So investigation itself is actually a recall knowledge.
Oh,
really?
Or if you have something in particular that you're looking for or trying to find.
can we use lores?
If a lore would benefit your whatever you're looking for.
Yeah.
So recall knowledge, meaning it's just D20 plus intelligence?
Yeah, so it says you use recall as a check, as a secret check to discover clues amongst the various things that you can see and engage with in your journey along the way. So that's how you investigate.
Could I use warfare lore to see if there was signs of some kind of conflict?
Sure.
Would underworld lore...
Yes.
I've got forest lore or perception or just a flat recall knowledge. Probably recall
Forest would
knowledge.
not,
Yeah,
yeah.
I didn't think so. Yeah, I'm gonna do just a recall knowledge. 15?
What would you like to use?
Where is recall knowledge?
Recall
It's not
knowledge
on
is
here,
something
it's
that
just-
applies. It's an action that any
Like
of these
16.
skills can use, or not any, but most of these skills can use. So you have like theatrical lore, if that for some reason would help you. But then you could also do stuff like
Society?
I don't know.
No.
I don't know the situation. So it's
So society might work. Society might work. Yeah. So
Okay.
why don't you roll society recall? Because I think I know how that will fit in.
Would a stealth recall be something like, I want to see if there's like anywhere they could have gone from here or would have gone?
Yes. So a stealth recall would basically be like knowing techniques about how people stealth, or like if someone was attempting to be stealthful, or
Sure.
like that's ways that you can use that.
Versus like if I think this was like a magical thing, I would maybe do Arcana.
Yeah.
I'm going to do that because I already kind of looked for physical
Okay.
things. So I'm going to do Arcana, so 16.
Okay. So let's start with Robin. What did you get? Sorry,
I'm Robin,
Remy.
but-
Remy.
18
18 on what?
for underworld lore.
Underworld lore. Okay, so you know that people get kidnapped. It's a rare occasion that people get kidnapped, but this seems like it fits along the line. Someone's in an alley. The information that you know is someone was in an alley. They were talking to someone. They were no longer there, and their belongings were left behind.
this is criminal underworld, not like demonic underworld.
Yes.
Yes,
Gotcha.
criminal
I was like, okay, well,
I was having the exact same
Yeah.
pause. Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, criminal underworld.
understood. Thank you.
I'm my background is like prisoner.
You're a
Gotcha.
monster.
and stuff. So
All right.
16 for Arcana.
Okay, so there is nothing inherently magical. Like magic leaves kind of like a residue, like
Sure.
like a feeling or even like an energy. There doesn't seem to be any sort of magical usage that took Rose away.
Okay.
I rolled a 21 for society.
So you kind of, the only thing that's really going to be helpful for is if you can get a hold of the book, and you know that if you look at the book and you can look at the straps in which they were used, you can see kind of where in society Rose was from and how it came apart would be the information. So you know that you need to get your hands on that book to be able to really figure out what happened.
Would detect magic in this situation be useful for me?
You can use detect magic. Whether you find anything is different.
Can I also do that right now?
Yeah.
Okay, I would also like to do detect magic.
The only magic is
Yeah. And then the book, which is on Remy.
yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go like this at the book.
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
and I'll just give you the book.
Okay.
If you feel like signing it, you don't have to, but if you feel like it.
I mean, I'd be happy to give you, like I did to your partner there.
Oh my god. I hadn't noticed.
I mean, if you would like one, like, on your bosom, I'd be happy to do that.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like this is important.
After
She does it really fast.
Oh my god.
This is still important.
It's no big
I'm
thing.
never washing these again.
So I think RLSE Rose was kidnapped.
I got a 24 on.
Oh, right.
23 on warfare lore. By the way.
Yeah, let me finish up with Moss. So when you get a hold of the book, when you touch the book and you get your hands on the book, you can see that this is a very high, very well put together leather bound book. And the straps themselves, not only is it leather, but there's actually chain link that is like on the inside of it
Yeah.
to kind of structurally make it a little bit sturdier while
Interesting.
still making it look a little bit like making it look lower.
Yeah.
But it's like it's very nice. But the leather has all been tanned
It's blue leather, right?
Yeah, exactly. So it's all been like dipped and
So
dyed.
this is like a very expensive book.
This is a very expensive, and you can see that the ties that are on them have actually been ripped, which means that some sort of significant force has had to.
Pull it off of Rose.
Yeah.
Is there any like sigil, like nobility or anything that I would recognize on the book?
None that you can see. No, there's
Okay.
no like societal. You can just tell by how it's been made.
That's just really nice.
Yeah, there's no
Would I
like
have-
family crest or anything.
Would I have any inkling of the sort of merchant that would make something like that if I'm well versed in
You've
society?
never seen a merchant that makes something like that.
Okay.
No, like
know.
in all 6 cities, no one does custom leather-bound books. Like they'll make custom leather-bound books, but no one really dyes
like
them.
this.
No,
Oh, sure.
like no one has ever made anything. You've never seen anyone make anything quality. So if someone's making this, it's very, very underground, or she made it herself.
Okay, final question. Do I feel any like magical properties that I can immediately like detect?
So you know that this is a wizard's book.
Yeah.
You definitely
A
know
spell
this
book.
is a spells book. Yeah, wizard's spell book. So there is magic within it.
Is there any sort of particular magic or power that I'm feeling, or just like
It's arcane.
okay?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Final question. That's it.
And then yours is Warflame.
23. Yeah.
Okay, so on the ground, you can see that there is like markings in the dirt and stuff like that. And as you're kind of laying it out, you can see where small feet were standing, and then you can see them like drag into the darkness, and then it kind of fades away.
When you say small feet, do you mean like smaller than roses?
No,
Okay.
feet the size of roses.
Gotcha. Okay.
Rose is small feet.
But that
Yeah.
Krug had never met Rose, so the
Sure.
only sort of information that you have is that it's small feet.
Yeah.
Cool.
Was Rose a tiny thing?
Not especially. I mean, it's hard for me to
talking
say.
to-
Yeah. I mean, I was looking up.
Well, I'm an extremely tall elf, so I'm also like.
Was Rose smaller than me? Because if you look, you can see that.
I mean, that's hard to say too.
Well,
There's
Yeah.
a pair of tiny shoes there, and then you can see instead of walking off, they were dragged all the way down the alley, right down the alley.
That's astute. Okay.
I did say I was pretty sure that
Yeah,
she
I
was
think
kidnapped.
that line
honestly,
goes to
I
I
think
think
you're right.
we're on the same page now.
Yeah.
I mean, she was a very pretty little thing with very, very pale hair.
Wait, so someone was kidnapped?
I think
That doesn't seem like a very.
I mean, we don't know about kidnap. We know they were taken against their will. We don't know if they were
Well,
like.
why don't we follow the tracks?
That's definitely
Yeah.
not what kidnapping is.
No, but they could have been like maybe their will wasn't in their best interest. Maybe they were drunk and they were drugged off because they were, being a danger to themselves. Who knows? I mean, I could be wrong. I'm not.
Remy, just roll me a flat wisdom. So just roll plus your wisdom.
So -1.
I'm
1.
no way.
Natty one?
No.
Like, get a 2, -1.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah,
Never know what that was about.
that rings a bell.
Look, regardless, we should
With
go
my
make sure.
knowledge of society, would her extremely pale blonde hair mean that she was from a certain family?
I would say that not only you can't you don't know anyone that has that same like family lineage. More than likely, from what you have, what was your roll again?
For what?
Roll me another.
Society?
Roll me another society. We'll make this another roll.
18.
If you were to guess, Rose does not live in one of the 6 towns.
But where would she live? This
Like in the
forest?
wild,
Forest?
maybe?
Yeah, you live in the forest.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there are people that live on the outskirts of society that live
Yeah,
in
like
the forest.
I used to live on a farm that wasn't into town. That was outside of like.
Sure.
But it would still be in itinerary.
It's still an itinerary. As far as you can tell, you've never met any family lineage of any sort of wealth that would be needed to have that book within the 6 towns. Which means if they're outside of the 6 towns, then there's something bigger going on.
Well, Moss likes a good mystery because it usually means reward money, so she very much wants to follow those dragged feet.
Well, I mean, you can tell. I mean, she didn't blink at the costs for your stuff.
True.
Didn't blink at the cost for any of the stuff for you. Was more of like, I've got other stuff to go buy, so you know that she's got some money. So.
The way that I feel about this is that, why would we leave an innocent, beautiful young wizard to be dragged away, especially one that has heavy of coin?
You know, I can't say I disagree.
No, we should definitely go make sure she's all right.
I think so. She looks over at her booth. Is still okay?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. I think we can go.
Oh, well, we make a beautiful adventuring squad, don't we?
Right. Sorry?
We make a beautiful adventuring squad. Perhaps I shall have each one of you be a background performer for my next show.
No, I couldn't imagine that. No, I'm not good in front of crowds. No.
Can we like put together like hats?
I'd wear a hat.
With feathers?
No,
I've got a hat with a feather.
No bosoms either.
Are all of you are all of you going to follow the tracks?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm gonna follow. I'm gonna follow.
So whoever's going to be following them, please
just
roll
a
me
Pied
a
Piper.
survival check.
Survival, baby. You know what?
Oh my gosh! You both rolled ones.
I rolled a 1, but it's plus 7, so it's 8. I'm gonna wait to see how everyone else goes.
Well, is it if you roll one, isn't
No, there is no
crit
critical
fail in
failures.
Pathfinder?
Yeah. Well, no, there's critical failures.
There's tons of
For
critical
attack rolls
failures in
and saving
Pathfinder.
throws.
There's no critical failures of skill checks.
That's the same for
Is
D&D,
this-
isn't it?
Yes.
I actually don't remember if that is just a D&D rule and we're just doing it in Pathfinder, or if it's...
No, I think it's true.
The only sort of critical failures there are is when there's danger involved. For example, like a trap that you need to make an acrobatics check to get over. That is where you can critically fail.
Right.
But you can't critically fail a perception check.
Okay.
Like, you know what I mean? Stuff like that.
Is this gonna be the kind of thing where if one of us succeeds, we're okay?
No,
Or
you're
as
all
individual?
helping and hurting each other.
Then survival is one of my things. I'm gonna spend my hero point to re-roll that one because
Okay.
I don't want to fail on my first survival check. Great, 7. So
Wait,
14.
what's the hero point? I haven't used this.
So everyone
all have-
starts with 1 hero point on every session. You can have a max of 3, and they refresh at the end of every session, which means it goes down to 1 if you've got 3. You can use it to re-roll once per game. If you do something epic or interesting, I might give you one. And starting the 3rd session, you're going to be able to donate 100 bits to give one player a re-roll. And you
Can I have my
choose.
phone out during the stream and donate myself 3 hero points every session?
Yeah, me too. That's great.
And so there's 2 things you can do with it. You can re-roll, and that's the use of 1. Or if you're making death saves, you can give up all of the ones that you currently have. So that's either 1 or 2 or 3, and you come back to life at 1 hit point, and you're unconscious, but you're no longer dying. But you have to give up all of them. So that's kind of the negative about stacking them up and keeping them, is the fact that if you do get into that situation, you lose all of them.
Yeah.
Hypothetically, how fucked am I right now if I don't spend a hero point to re-roll that?
Well, what was your survival?
1.
So you have a total of 2?
Yeah.
It's fine. Just
My
imagine
boss is super
imagine the
cool.
dog with
Yeah.
fire all around it. You're fine.
Here's what I will say. We're probably close-ish to the end of the session. I'm thinking that way. So like,
Touche. All right, I'm gonna spend
So
my
if you
hero
have to deal
point
with the
too.
problem, it'll be next session.
I'm gonna do it too.
All right.
cool.
Because Moss is way too cool to be not cool.
Yeah, I was like, I don't want to.
That's a very good point.
10.
That's
way
way
better
better than
than
a 2.
Yeah.
10's average. I got a 22.
22, 10,
14.
14,
11.
11. Okay. So all of you, you're able to follow the tracks. There, for points in time, that goes over some of the roads, over like the brick laid roads. But you can actually follow through and able to figure out where it continues on. And as it goes and goes, you see and you stop right at the edge of the forest as the feet have been dragged into the forest.
We're
But we're not supposed to go into the forest, right? But
know-
they also weren't supposed to go into the forest.
Right.
Well, 2 wrongs don't make a right, Krog.
But I mean, for sake of argument, this forest is home to us. So, like, I've thought for a long time it's not really fair they tell us to stay out anyway. So, like, this should just further justify.
It's not a
quick.
fair thing. It's about communing with nature and making sure everyone.
Look, I get that, but in my experience, nature doesn't really mind us being there anyway.
Well, it does because
Do
we're
we,
not there.
Moss, roll me a society on the punishments in which entail going into the forest during...
Yeah, I was gonna say like, the keepers are all in there right now, so.
Do we know why people aren't supposed to go into the forest, or is it just kind of
10.
this like,
It's like a
don't go
thing.
into the forest? That's all the explanation you get.
So,
10.
okay, so I'll explain to you, and then I'll explain to you what the punishment. So the reasoning why people don't go into the forest is because that society feels that by going into the forest during the grove, you're basically telling nature, the thing that has allowed you to live and be plentiful for the last year, you're basically telling them, I don't care about you and I did this myself. And so it's very shunned upon for people to go out because this is its time of healing. It's like...
Okay, because the point of them communing with nature is to help heal like the damage that society has inevitably done to nature over the course of our existence.
It's like if your friend is like, I need a
Interesting.
week of isolation to recover my mental facilities, and you're like, let's hang out!
Yeah.
So, like, I think my like, at least Robin's like thinking is, I'm not part of society, I am part of nature. So, like, can I roll a nature check to see how nature actually feels about if we were to go in right now?
Yeah, while
then-
you roll
yeah,
that, I'm going to
yeah.
explain what the information...
What the law thinks.
Yeah, so there is no like laws or regulations on it, but you know that any person that has entered the forest during that time, basically everyone from that town shuns them and refuses to work with them.
Oh shit, Moss does not want that.
Like, basically, if you go out into the forest, that means it's not just hurting you. You're not just saying nature piss off, but you're basically telling nature. You're basically telling nature to stop feeding everyone. And the reason why the keepers have an allowance to that is because they're the ones that are making that connection between nature and society.
Does Moss know any keepers?
The keepers are not hidden people. They are
I know.
there.
So
like, personally?
would they be like fans of hers though?
Well, Sam.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, it's possible. We can roll and figure out that, but the problem is that they're already out in the forest.
No, I know, but I'm thinking like if I like went out there and was like, "Hey, keepers, I have a good reason. Tell everybody I'm not a shithole."
Yeah, I mean,
Do we know anything about the ritual they're performing? Like, if they get interrupted, is it a problem?
No one knows.
We don't know.
Only the thing that knows is they leave and they don't come back for a week.
They're the Illuminati.
So you rolled nature to see.
So yeah, I'm skeptical of what society is doing with this. What does nature actually think?
And
about
really
this?
quick,
Yeah.
are we just as like a group of players? Can we assume that unless you say otherwise, you're sharing the information that you
Yeah.
get? Is
Yeah,
that
probably,
reasonable?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, what was your nature roll?
That is 26.
So you
Damn.
you are
Holy sh!
you are inherently aware that by people not being out in nature as a whole, definitely has a huge impact on it, and even more so, an entire week.
Right.
And the thing is that while you have lived and grew up in the forest and have adventured back for the grove, you notice that when you go back, that during this time, there are more animals that seem to have children at this time, even though that their gestation period isn't the correct. Like, it's almost like nature flat out refreshes during that time. So you know that exists.
Sure.
You're not getting a direct connection with nature to be able to determine whether or not this is supernatural or if this is a natural occurrence.
Yeah.
But you are aware that this has happened, and that this, like, when you come back and you go back out to the grove and you
Like,
go to
nature
your house,
uses this time and appreciates this time to itself.
like, you usually have to like clear out brushery to get back to your home after the
Sure.
grove. Like,
Can I with that roll see if like the rapport that Robin and Remy have built would allow at least us to be cool going in, or am I?
so the shun is a society thing,
Right.
Not a nature
Okay,
thing.
so nature. Okay, so like nature.
Nature might not mind if we do it, but
Right.
society definitely will be
How
like,
would society find out?
That's what I'm saying. I mean, right?
Can I also roll a nature check to see, like, if there was a primal ritual that did something like this, what the conditions of it would be? Like, if it was interrupted, would it be a problem? if do they need a human sacrifice for it or something like that? Like, can I see if I know that?
Sure.
'Cause my nature's pretty good.
I would also like to point out that it's starting to get dark.
Cool.
Of course it is. Well, that's not going to go very well. What about a solid... Where's my nature? 8.
What was your question again?
If there is a primal ritual that does, like, something like this...
Defaultly, you don't know of any primal ritual.
Great.
Like, it's something that is much larger
Oh,
than you
okay.
perceive.
Moss's social currency is very important to her. So if I did another society roll, would I know any sort of information about like how to go in there without people finding out that we went in?
You can roll another social roll. Yeah, go for it.
Like if we could stealth our way in to try to investigate the situation, or maybe find a keeper to know about the situation without society ruining my career.
Yeah.
How do we get away with this? That's
Essentially. Oh yeah, that's great.
Ooh, spicy.
What's your society?
So 23, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
I can't see your roll.
23, 17.
Yeah. So,
My society's 6, yeah.
Hell yeah.
So you know that while this is kind of a celebration and it's also a very debaucherous time, people a little indulge themselves in
Hedonistic.
Yeah. The other thing is that people kind of voluntarily walk around the city and just kind of keep an eye on what's going on. You know that the best time for this to happen is probably early morning because everyone has spent the evening drinking and they're a little bit slower in the morning.
That's a good idea.
Hungover.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so you think that the best opportunity would be to, in the morning,
Moss also
Sneak in.
would be happy to go back and buy everyone like a whole like keg of mead. And her caltrip, that's her like illusion, is still hanging out. So
I think it has a time limit, but
like an hour, I think.
Everyone's definitely still dancing and hanging out, and you haven't been forgotten. Like you could easily walk back in and just be like, "Oh, how's everyone going?" You know what I mean? Like everyone is having a very good time. You can actually, as you're on the outskirts, still hear the music that's being played.
Okay. I mean, I'm going to put that forward that like if we want to go in after Rose, we should wait until everybody's like drunk and hungover. That I'll go back and buy people more booze.
It's not a bad idea.
Well, I mean, let me just say this. We could wait until, sunrise and people might be less likely to notice us, but at the same
That's
time,
literally just what I said.
we're leaving her, but at the same time, we're leaving her in there for that long. We don't know what's going to happen between now and then. Like how much time is it between now and like sunrise?
Well, I would say it's close. It's close to about maybe like 7 or 8 right now. It's
So it'd be
getting
like 12 hours, maybe a little less.
you'd probably want to get up early, like probably closer to like 5.
8 hours?
Yeah.
I mean,
Something like that? Okay.
if nobody is supposed to be out there, like who's going to find us? And then if we come back in the morning when everyone is all still messed up, I feel like that would work. But at the same time, I kind of want to go back in and see if anyone is bragging maybe about, we just pulled off this with kidnapping, because like people
Go back
can't,
into town.
You think people would be bragging about that?
I don't know, sometimes people can't keep their mouth shut.
It's
I mean,
true. People like to talk.
I'm not particularly inclined to ruin my career over some blonde kidnap victim, but she did have a coin, and so I'm very torn about this. And besides, I must do my civic duty as Moss the Magnificent to keep
Very gracious.
to keep those with heavy coin purses safe.
Of course. And personally, I'm worried that whoever brought Rose in there might be doing something worse to the life in there. So,
Yeah.
I mean, my inclination, if I'm being honest personally, is to go in now
I
and
agree.
deal with this immediately and just be real sneaky and careful about it.
Yeah.
And personally, also personally speaking, if we do get caught and shunned from civilized society, I've been trying to do that for years anyway, so like...
Yeah, you can come
That's
crash
the
at our
opposite
place.
of what I want, though.
What? You don't want?
No, I really don't want that.
Okay.
All of you roll perception checks.
Cool.
Just to kind of get like a frame of reference of what's going on around you.
24. Wow.
13.
14?
Unnatural 20.
So,
It's the bougie nose.
yeah, have you ever had the bougie nose?
I know the bougie nose, I just didn't know it was bougie about saying unnatural 20.
Damn, baby, you got no will.
Yeah.
So
But he has all the William.
They have all the
Sick.
William.
My
They
bad.
do.
So, as you are all looking around, William, you very particularly notice that there is no pattern in which people walk by to keep and make sure that there is no one over here. Like, no one's leaving. Like, there's normally you would think that, oh, like, they make a circle, but, like, sometimes they make a full circle. Sometimes they just, like, cut a corner. Sometimes, like,
Sure.
so there's
No routine.
literally no routine. It could be 30 seconds. It could be 10 minutes between people coming and going.
Moss is gonna make a distraction.
Well, that's it. That's right now, though. That's if you want
Before anything else happens, what about with the 24? What do I know?
with a 24, you can see that there is a group of people that are going. There's approximately 5 different people that are walking around. That's the information. You
Like that are like checking in on this area, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I pull a Lord of the Rings and produce flame at a fireworks cart and make a giant distraction?
There would have to be a fireworks cart.
Is there a fireworks cart?
Is there not? This is the Grove.
Yes, the time in which people are trying to celebrate nature. Let's blow shit up.
Yeah, let's light fires.
Well, I mean, is your guys' goal to leave now? Is that what I'm hearing?
I think so.
I think
Yeah, same page.
Although
Cool.
I will say, if you want to stay and provide a distraction, that might be reasonable.
I
lost
mean,
my
maybe,
character
and that would keep you outside, but
Yeah, and then you wouldn't have to risk your career. Sorry.
yeah. But I don't know. I want to go in.
But
for
Moss
sure.
likes to
Distraction.
play.
Yeah.
She likes to be in the action. She wants to know everything.
So as all
What
of you,
could I tell my goblins to cause a distraction?
yeah, you can absolutely do that. But before you can do that, you hear the music stop abruptly.
Oh, what was that?
Well, that's no good.
Yeah.
And then there's no reason that we know of
That you
as a part of
you're,
the event.
You're a little bit no. The music wasn't even planned, so it's like people are just playing,
Yeah.
and like your assumption is that if people are performing and playing, it's gonna die off slowly.
Sure.
Versus like record skip status.
can I-
Does it record skip in a place that like so like it stops abruptly and everyone would be like what?
Yeah.
I jump into the forest.
Okay.
I follow.
I'm gonna go with them.
Are you stealthing or doing
Yes.
this?
So
I'm going towards the stop music.
Okay.
I need to see what's happening.
All right, go for it. All right, so the 3 of you roll stealth.
Yeah. 19.
18,
18. So
17?
17,
You not want my
18,
number?
and
19.
19. Okay, so keep those numbers. We're going to go back to what happens with all of you. They literally just go and jump into the bush, right? And you run to the center of town. As you get to the center of the town, there's kind of like a red-faced, kind of chubby dwarf standing there. No beard. They've got her! They've got her!
Excuse me, they have who now?
I'll be honest, I'm a little drunk.
Oh, aren't we all so? Aren't we all? Here, have some more meat and on me
No,
and tell me.
I went into the forest, and you hear like audible gasps from everyone that's there.
My. Oh, no.
Oh, pish posh, we all do it. We all do it. I mean, I've never done it, but
You're like, there's a girl. I
did she have white hair?
Yes, they were putting her in like what looked to be a coffin, and they were prepping a fire. It looked like they were going to sacrifice her.
Was she dead?
No, she was kicking and screaming.
Oh, well, that's no good.
Someone
Not to
needs to go save her.
Moss the Magnificent is on her way. You may all call me the hero that I am when I return. And my goblins will give you as much meat as you want, so do not worry about such things. I've been summoned to go into the forest. So I'm going to go into the forest.
This is great.
This is perfect because literally if this gets hit, you're going to get 100% of the credit.
I was gonna say, this worked very well for your character.
Yep.
You definitely made the right choice.
So all of you jump into the forest.
Moss runs towards where they jumped in.
We're not there. I'm gonna go. I'm time backing.
Okay.
The 3 of you jump into the forest, and you noticed that the people that were doing guard, like basically stopped and kind of like slowly meandered towards the inside, like after Moss. So Moss like booked it. And then that's where we're going to end this session.
Wow.
Yes.
Wait, can you clarify what you just said? They went in.
They went into the city. So basically,
they went into the forest and then into the city.
No. They were walking on the edge of the town. That's the people. You were on the edge where they were, and they were like walking around.
It seemed like they were like guard people, making sure no one went into the forest.
Yeah, and so basically, at the same time you jumped in, they like what's going on?
Gotcha.
And like,
that's what I was hoping for.
The guards did. Okay, cool.
Why is this woman sprinting towards the middle of the town?
And why did all that music just
stop?
Okay,
suddenly?
cool.
Yeah.
Not the people in the
any
forest,
woman
but
is
the
Moss.
guards.
Sorry.
Everything is Moss.
Why did the
Cool.
So
why did the only elven woman?
So, yes, that's where we're going to be ending.
Cool.
My name is Indigo. You can reach me on Twitter at IndigoQT. The best way, if you like, cool.
You can't edit that out. That's gonna
You
stay
know,
in the
the best part about this is like my brain went into Game Gorgon outro, and that's what stopped me.
Yeah.
So what I was going to say is that I'm on a show called Game Gorgon on QueueTimes, which happens 3 days a week. We're currently going through all of the Pathfinder 2 information as much as we can. We're going to be going back to Starfinder. We're going to be doing some D&D information, as well as some video game stuff. Myself and Krug are the hosts of that show. The two of us run and do that. So please, if you want to get more information, go there. The other piece of information I want to give out to you guys is if you like content like this and you want to see QueueTimes and all of the shows that we do thrive, we do have a Patreon. We will very shortly, if not already at this moment, have a store available for you that you can go and buy some merch. So check that out. I will make sure to put links in the descriptions of the YouTube video. And hopefully, if you're watching on Twitch, I was smart enough to put something down below here that led you to the store. So let's go ahead and let's see where everyone else is going to be seen. So Krug, we'll start with you.
Hi, I'm Krug. You can reach me on Twitter at KrugQT, or you can talk to both of us down here at all these social media.
Oh no, you're also in Game Gorgon mode. What if I'm in Game Gorgon mode? Oh, remember when I was on that?
This is me in Game Gorgon mode. That's true.
Yeah, watch Game Gorgon. Game Gorgon's great. Thank you very much.
My name is Molly McIsaac. You can find me on everything as Molly McIsaac. It's Isaac with Mick on the front. I talk a lot about really, really nerdy shit, so... and chickens.
Yeah. And if you couldn't tell, below everyone's name, they have their character name and their social media right below them. So if you can't figure out how to spell something, it's right there.
You actually should just start referring to me as Moss the Magnificent, though, because this is my truest form.
I have been Jonas Newhouse playing Robin. And you can find me on Twitter if you try just a little bit hard at Jonas Newhouse. I will be doing this show. I also am on a show called Hijinks and Handlebars every Tuesday that is run by William. They may talk more about that. And we just finished, by the time you are seeing this, our 4th arc of Monster of the Week. It went very well and was scary and was good.
And no one died.
And
Except for some kids.
So yeah, check that out. Check out Hijinks and Handlebars. And continue to watch this show because it's so much fun.
Yeah, and I've been William, and I've been playing Remy Ashwillow, and you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at KWilliamWhite. Like Jonas said, I run another show for QueueTimes called Hijinks and Handlebars. It is an actual play Kids on Bikes tabletop live stream. So if Pathfinder is kind of like Lord of the Rings, then
I thought you were gonna say if Pathfinder's like D&D, then
Pathfinder's like Lord of the Rings, then Kids on Bikes is like Stranger Things, which our show is very Stranger Things-esque in the sense that it is kids in a small town, mysterious, like supernatural things are happening. And we just started our 2nd season. We're about like a month into that at this current point in time, so check that out. It's been really cool. Starting that up again, we have an entire back catalog of our 1st season, which is about 26 episodes, give or take a couple bonus episodes. And you can find all of those on QueueTimes' YouTube channel in a playlist called Hijinks and Handlebars. And I was also on Monster of the Week, and that was totally dope. So check all that out, and I'll see you next time on this Pathfinder 2nd Edition Court of Corvids.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.